Lesson 2, pay periods. So pay periods are when you get paid, really. So bi-weekly would be every 2 weeks. Semi-monthly is twice a month. And now semi-monthly and bi-weekly are not the same thing. Because if you think about it, not every month has exactly 2 weeks in it. So there's roughly 4.33 weeks in a month. So bi-weekly and semi-monthly are completely different. And your annual salary is how much you earn in a year. So to find your average monthly income, you're going to take your annual salary and divide it by how many months you have in a year, which is 12. To find your weekly income, you take your annual salary and you divide it by how many weeks you have in a year, which is 52. To find bi-weekly, you're going to take annual salary, and now when you divide it, you want to do every 2 weeks. So that's going to be half of 52, which is 26. And semi-monthly means you're getting paid 2 times every month. So you take your annual salary and you divide it by twice as many months, which is 24. So these are really important to remember, and to remember the difference of how to find them. So example 1, Stacy earns $502.15 a month and works for 10 hours a week. What is her hourly pay? So she goes $502.15 per month. She works 10 hours in a week. So we want to figure out how much she gets paid per week. So remember, there's 4.33 weeks in a month. So to find this, we're going to take her monthly pay and divide it by 4.33 to find her weekly pay. So we'll take $502.15 divided by 4.33, and we get 115.97 per week. Now in her week, she works 10 hours. So per week, we take 115.97 divided by 10 hours, and we find her rate to be $11.60 per hour. That's her hourly salary. To find out how much she would make in a year, well, we know this is per month, and there's 12 months in a year. So you take 502.15 and times it by 12, you get $6,025.80 per year. So that's for part B. Question 2. Christine is paid $4,769 as a pharmacist. This is per month. So how much does she make in a year? So we take 4,769, we multiply it by 12, and we get $57,228. So that was for part A. For part B, we want to figure out how much she's paid bi-weekly. So we take the annual salary and we divide it by 26 for bi-weekly, which would be $2,201.08 bi-weekly. For part C, we want to figure out semi-monthly. So we take 57,228 and we divide it by 24, and we get $2,384.50. So those are her semi-monthly and bi-weekly pay. If Penelope makes $10.50 an hour and makes $21,823.20 a year, how many hours does she work on average per week? So we want to figure out per week. So we're going to go 21,823 0.2, and we're going to divide it by 52 to find her weekly pay, which is $419.68. And we know she makes $10.50 for 1 hour. In a week, we do not know how many hours she works, so we put in X for hours. We do, however, know how much she makes in a week, which is $419.68. Now we have a proportion. We will use proportional reasoning to solve for X. So you're going to multiply across, so $419.68 times by 1 hour, then divide by 10.50. Our dollar signs will cancel out, and we will be left with hours, and you should get X to equal 40 hours. So on average, she works 40 hours a week. And the last question, you're hired as an office clerk at an insurance company. The annual salary is $34,756. We want to find the monthly income. So we take $34,756 and divide it by 12. We want to find the weekly income. So we take $34,756 and we divide it by 52. We want to find the biweekly pay, which is $34,756 divided by 26. And the semi-monthly pay, which is $34,756 divided by 24. So type all of those into your calculator, pause the video, and see what you get. You should get $2,896.33 per month and $668.38 per week and $1,336.77 bi-weekly and $1,448.17 per semi-month.